And so, in the 16th century, it happened that due to a badly performed restoration, the predella of the painting The Mystic Lamb by the brothers Van Eyck lost its image of hell. Or perhaps it was a matter of ideals, a clash within one faith about whether the image or the idea should be worshipped. History is always a bit vague, even at its best. Either way, little information is left to recollect about this hell, this counterpart of the heavenly image of the Lamb. Something else was lost in more recent times. A small little paradise in Ghent, in which real-life versions of the plants were collected that are painted on the Mystic Lamb. An olive, a pomegranate, a fig, and all the other plants the brothers Van Eyck knew to be the world's vegetation. It was in the 15th century scientific information on what the world outside of Europe looked like reached our painters. And with this knowledge came a feeling of far sickness, of Fernweh. Those who suffered from it could only find comfort in the fact it provided inspiration. For in the painted world landscapes lies the melancholic undertone of the artist's homesickness for places they never visited before. The little garden eventually showed the wreckages of time. Weeds were overgrowing. Some of the original plants lost their place, while others were starting to colonize space themselves. It is all too obvious that time in nature moves in a faster pace, posing a direct threat to our cultivation programs. Once, the world was filled with passageways to different dimensions, to underworlds, to hells. In other words, worlds that didn't belong to the living. Humans existed next to them, aware of them. These gates were treated with care and respect, as everyone knew that one day they would have to pass through. Some of these gates were created in the motif of a hellmouth. Monstrous faces, sucking in souls through their mouths. Each of them having to face the terrible digestive system of hell. The motif of the hellmouth might be a European medieval construction, but it is not unique to that time and place. Other continents and different time eras have all seen examples of gates that are designed as a monster's mouth, ready to devour, rip us apart, and consume us, as the fear to be eaten is etched into our nature. As the human race grew up, became more confident, the passageways gathered less and less attention. The hellmouth became aware of a new sensation: hunger. At first, the people that lived next to a hellmouth thought it just showed marks of time. But eventually, they came to another conclusion. The hellmouths were shrinking. As they shrank, they were reduced to garden ornaments, small follies, nice for tourists and the occasional practitioner of faith. They descended into themselves and in the ground, leaving their original location to join together in this small garden in Ghent. Here they have risen as small mushrooms out of the dark earth. A second life as an image, an icon, a remembrance to what once was, as is not unusual in world's biggest faiths. Descend into me, the mouths keep saying, while scented smoke slips between their teeth. Merely a small icon of their former selves, they still hold power over men's hearts. They pull us closer to the ground. One always descends into something. One is engulfed by it and becomes part of it. Next to the olive tree, a wall has been erected, a protection of the peace branches. Its measurements are human, every carving the perfect size for your hands and feet. And so, ladder and wall merge into one another, because their teleology is intertwined. As one climbs, the ladder seems to say, "Ascend onto me." The ladder is the mediator between earth and sky, an obstacle one must overcome to reach a higher state. Step by step, an opportunity is presented as a way out of the strong gravity that pulls us into the earth to become one with mud and soil. Ascension is a process one performs onto something, on top of it. It requires work, but the rewards are great, for at the end stretches out the horizon.